Okay, welcome to JC Connect. Uh, in the previous class, we have covered the different types of contracts. Um, then we have covered the contract bills and accounts, how exactly it will be done in most of the government offices. Okay, then how the readings will be taken in measurement book, how the abstract of the quantities are prepared and cost is calculated. It is all based on the agreement what we did during the uh, contract period. Then we also discussed the bill and the voucher. Uh, we also covered the types of bills, that is first and final bill, running account bill, that is form A and form C. Then lump sum contract bill and receipts. There are all the things we have covered. Then we stopped at this point. See, that is the bills. This is the types of payment, how the payment will be made to the contractors. Okay. Um, the payment to the contractors are made in the variety of ways. The first one, of course, it is similar to the bill only, but it is completely payment made at the which stages the payment will be made, on what basis the payment will be made, so that can be uh, discussed. That is first and final payment, running on interim on account payment, then final payment, then advance payment and security advance payment. Okay. So whenever we are discussing, you remember these two things. First one, that is the uh, earnest money deposit and security deposit. So always, if you are discussing the types of payments or the bills, these always you have to keep it in mind. Okay. The first and final payment, it is a term indicates a single payment made for a job or a contract on its completion. So remember, whatever the payment you are making, it is after completion of the project work. Okay, in this case, the payment is finished by one payment after the completion of the work. This is usually applicable for the small work. See, for big projects, it is not possible to do in that way because most of the contractors will not having that much money to spend. Okay, what they will do is that they will complete 20 to 30% of the work. The same amount they will keep it for the second um, type of work uh, or second part of the project work. Okay, running or interim on account payment. Okay, this means the payment made on a running account to a contractor for a work done or supplies made by him. Okay, duly measured and entered in the measurement book. Okay, it is like a partial payment. Okay, it is like a partial payment. So this is affected when only a part of the whole work or supply has been done. It is work or supply, both. It can be done for either. If anybody is supplying the materials, he will be paid partially. If anybody contractor, he is completing a part work 20%, 30%, so that he will be given. So it will be given for both the cases. During the progress of the work, the contractor is paid from time to time. Remember this, should be paid time to time. Okay. Then final payment, this is the last payment made to a contractor on running account on completion of this contract and full settlement of the account. So this is totally different from the first one what we discussed. First and final is means directly given. Final means whichever the balance it will be there. Whichever the balance it will be there. Okay, after interim payment, so that will be paid. Okay, then advance payment. This means the payment is made on a running account to a contractor for work done by him but not measured. Okay, okay, this you have to keep it in mind. The advance payment means without measurement. Neither he has did a part work. Okay, by seeing the profile of the contractors and the past execution of the work he has done earlier. So based on that, the advance payment will be made. Because what will happen is that why advance payment will be made? Because some of the pros together projects um, will be he has to procure most of the materials in advance. Okay, for that normally this payment will be made. An advance payment is not generally made to the contractor, but maybe under special circumstances when the work is sufficiently progressed, but measurement cannot be taken for a certain valid reasons. So the value of work done shall not be less than the advanced proposed. Okay, the detailed measurements will be taken as soon as possible and advance payment adjusted in the final bill. Okay, only it is like a belief. Okay, belief on the contractors. This whatever the advance payment, it is the belief on the contractors and the kind of work done earlier. So that will also be considered during or making the advance payment. But nowadays, in advance payment, normally will not be promoted. Okay, secured advance payment. Okay, so this payment is made on the security of the materials brought by the contractor to the site of the work when the contractor contract is for the completed items of the work. Okay, so the advance is like secured. Suppose if you brought the materials, it is understood that okay, he is going to execute the work, so then the payment will be made. Okay, simply if he is asking the advance payment, he will not be paid. Okay, suppose if he brought the materials, if he brought the equipments to the site, means that he is going to start the work or he is going to complete the work within a stipulated time. Okay, so that once it is understood that or once he made commitments that so he is going to complete. Okay, that way the secured advance payment will be made. So this type of payment may be allowed by the executive engineer in the interest of the workup to an amount not exceeding 75% of the so imperishable materials. Okay. For example, if the material cost is around, assume that it is 1 crore. Okay. Normally, not exceeding 75, that is less than 0.75 crore will be made. Lime, sand, paint, and varnish are considered as a perishable materials, and no advance is permissible. That's it. Okay. Preparation, examination, and payment of the bills. So the bills for the payment shall be prepared with respect to the measurements recorded in the measurement book that I already explained. So according to the measurements, um, what final measurements we can say it is when your measurements it is the final measurements. Okay, and whatever the final measurements which is verified by the third party. See, some if contractor is giving the measurements, it will not be considered. So it has to be verified by the section officers as well as the third party. Okay. Once it is verified that this is the final measurement LBH. Okay, these are the total quantity in terms of meter cubes. So then that will be finalized and that will be entered into a measurement book. Based on that, he will be paid. all the entries in the measurement book with regard to the description and the quantity of the work or the supplies made are checked. Okay. So arithmetic calculations of the contents or the area are verified. So I said that it has to be verified by the third party. Okay. Because most of the time what will happen is that the first party always it will be the contract, it will be there, then it will be again checked by the section officers. These are all government level, but still one more person has to verify the quality as well as the quantity. Okay, so that is the third party. Okay, once he made it, so then that measurements will be considered. So it is checked whether the deduction in respect of the following have been made properly made or not. Okay, that is recovery of the advance payment, that have to check it out. Okay, recovery in respect of the departmental materials issued to the contractor. Suppose if any of the materials issued by the contractors, that has to be deducted and it will be recovered, or it will be deducted or it will be recovered. The higher charges for departmental materials issued to the contractors. Okay, so the charges will be made to the contractors when he is supplying or when he is hiring the things. So amount to be withheld towards the security deposit. So I already said that the security deposit, okay, always it will be there for the maintenance period. Okay, he has to maintain for around 2 to 3 years or whatever it is there. That amount will be kept at minimum 6 months. After 6 months, it will be paid. So that amounts will be deducted during the payment. Okay, recovery towards the penalty for the slow progress, non-return of empty gunny bags. Okay, so some of the things will be there, penalty for slow progress, that all the things will be considered during the making the final settlement. In case of the final bills, the field officers should certify about the due fulfillment of the contract and satisfactory completion of the work. Okay, the memorandum of payment is then made. Okay, suppose once the uh, project work is completed, so the thing is that the field officers or the section officers has to verify that the work is completed. Then after that, um, memorandum of payment is made. So how much you have to pay and all those things it will be made. So memorandum means it is like an of MOU. Okay, this much we are making. Suppose if anything is damaged, so the advance or the security deposit will be returned. It will not be given back. Okay. So then competent officer records the formal pay order specifying both words and figures in the net amount payable. Normally AW above. Okay. The executive engineer or the assistant executive engineer has to finally certify it. Okay. However, the contractor is required to acknowledge the gross amount payable inclusive of the recoveries proposed in the bill. See, whatever the recoveries or the material supplied by the government, so both he has to sign it. Acknowledge means, for example, the government is saying that the net payable amount is this much. I will assume that the net payable amount is after deduction of all the recoveries. Assume that if it is 10 lakhs, so for this, the both the people has to sign. First one, the section officers, then the higher authority, that is AW or E. Then it has to be acknowledged by the means whatever the amount is paying to the contractor is, say I am accepting this amount. Okay, means whatever the recovery that you have made or whatever the deductions you have made, that is correct. Okay, again he has to sign it. Okay, that is the acknowledge the contract has to make. When the bill is passed for the payment, every page containing the detailed measurement will be scored out of an diagonal red link line. The number and the date of the voucher for the payment will be entered in the measurement book. The contractor ledger is a personal account of the contractors where all the transactions regarding the particular contractor are entered. It is maintained in the divisional officers in the prescribed form. Okay. The one contractor ledger will be there. So there, see whatever the payment made, okay, to him, that will be maintained. Okay, time to time. Okay, what are the transactions will be made. Okay, it has to be kept in the government offices. So all the payments, recoveries of adjustments, etc., taken in the ledger, that all the things will be the recoveries what we have discussed. Okay, so that has to be entered. So recoveries of debit balance of the ledger should be made from the contractor regularly at the first available chance to avoid the accumulation of the arrears. Okay, this we have to keep it in mind. Okay, there should not be accumulation of too much of arrears for that contract. So that is the thing they have, the government or the section officers has to maintain. For every contractor a separate ledger is maintained and each contractor ledger is closed and balanced monthly. Remember this. So what is the opening amount and what is the closing things that has to be maintained. The contractor's ledger is maintained by the division and a specimen page of the contractor's ledger is given. Okay, this is what the typical type of the contractor ledger in the offices. See the date, voucher number means the bill. Okay, I already explained the difference between the bill and the voucher. So what will be the voucher number? Serial number for the bill, then any advance payment is made and any other transaction is there. Okay, name of the work or the account or the particular of the transaction, that is debit, credit. It's just like a passbook. If you see the bank passbook, same. Okay, then total up to date value of the work or the suppliers, that any remarks is there, okay, good or whether the bad, so that remarks has to be entered here. Okay, here this contractor ledger, make sure that it uh, uh, measures all the details about the payment made during the time to time. Okay, when the work is completed and the accounts have been settled, a note below the final entry is made in ink. Okay, so work completed this much and this note is signed by the divisional officer. Okay, if the total expenditure is in excess of the sanction, this is very important. The total expenditure is in excess of the sanction estimate, and if the excess is within the power of the divisional officer, it is passed by him, and the certificate to effect that the effect passed by me is recorded. This is very important. See, I said that to the DPR, the DPR, assume that if the DPR amount is around 20 lakhs, okay, so this is estimated amount. We can say it is estimated cost. Estimated cost. Okay. Suppose if it is slightly exceeding due to many reasons, okay, assume that if it is 21.5 lakhs, okay, so it is exceeding by 1.5 lakhs. Suppose uh, if this 1.5 lakhs, if it is within the, see the always AAA and above, so AAA is having the powers up to, it can 5% deviation. So executive engineers, he is the power of up to 10 to 15%. Okay, so you can increase that amount with prior reasons. Why this 5% is increased, and that has to be recorded properly. Okay, so if it is within the powers of the officers, so then assume that the 21.5 lakhs is paid to the contractors, and why it has increased, that has to be recorded, and they have to write the effect caused by me. It has to be recorded. A completion plan should be accompany a completion of the report. Okay. After completion of the work of the construction of the other department, a certificate for satisfactory completion should be prepared in the prescribed form and got signed by the local head of the department. The completion certificate will read as a certify that the work and the repairs were completed on and that date will be there, and that is in a good satisfactory order. The completion certificate is signed by the assistant executive engineer and executive engineer, and then got accepted and signed by the local head of the department for whom the construction was carried out. Normally, this one we can call it as the completion certificate. Okay, or work done certificate also we can call it as work done certificate. So this is very important. Normally, if the work done certificate is not there, assume that if you're not taking it, okay, further if you are applying for any of the tenders, so normally will not be preferred. Okay, the work done certificate will be very important that you are done that kind of work earlier. Okay, then for this person, the tender can be awarded. Okay, the tender can be awarded. Okay. The deposits of the contractor and the refunded, I already said that the refunded after 6 months from the date of satisfactory completion of works or on the expiry of one rainy season. Okay, whatever the security deposits or earnest money deposits, so it will be refunded after 6 months, or sometimes it will be during the till the observation period or the maintenance period. Normally, we can call it as maintenance period. Maintenance period. In that way, it will be returned back, or it will be kept it for maintenance period. After maintenance period, it will be returned back. So during this period of the observation, the contractor is responsible for any defects or mishaps in the works. So you shall have to make a good all such defects and damages. So normally we can call it as a maintenance period. So after the completion of the maintenance period only, the amount will be returned back. So cash, the term cash is used in accounts includes a legal tender, coins, checks, uh, deposited all receipts of scheduled banks and drafts of payable on demand. Okay, a small supply of 1 rupee revenue stamps is also treated as a part of cash balance. So debit and credit you already know. Debit means for the expenditure, credit means that is amount is shown as expenditure on the work. Similarly, when an amount is credited to a work, it means that the amount is to be shown as a receipt under that work. Okay. So this one is cash book. So the transactions relating to the actual receipts and the payment of cash are recorded in a register known as a cash book. Okay, the cash book is one of the most important records in the office. Okay, the pages of the cash books are the machine number, and each page is divided into receipt side, payment side. Okay, the receipt sides has got 5 columns. Okay, so we'll directly go to that table too. So it will be there this way. Okay, this is the receipt side and payment side. So date of the receipt, so the what kind of the number of vouchers, from whom it is received, then amount of cash, the classification of the receipt. Okay, on the payment side, when you made the payment, what kind of voucher it is, to whom paid. Okay, cash, bank, or the treasury, number of checks, and this things will be maintained. Okay, so this is one is on the receipt side, one more is on the payment side. So receipt means whatever the receipt number or the voucher number, that all the detail has to be filled up. Payment means how you are making the payment, whether through the bank or whether through what kind of bank, whether it is check. So whether what kind of check, okay, check number and all the these details has to be. So every government officer is personally responsible for the public money with which he deals and for recording of the transaction of the receipts and payments promptly. Okay, it is a public money and it has to be uh, maintained properly and recorded properly. Okay, normally after this, the audit is going to happen. Okay, normally we can call it as the audit. The once all the things are over, the auditor will come and he will check all the things. Okay, how exactly the transaction happened. If it is through a cash or whether it is through a, a the checkbook or whether it is a NEFT. Okay, how the payment is made. So all the things will be verified. Okay, during the auditing process, if anything is wrong or if it is or how if it is deviating from any other the estimated cost, even this auditor is going to verify the quantities also, remember, most of the time. Okay, private cash or accounts are on no cases to be mixed up with the public cash or accounts. Okay, see, private cash, see what will happen is that assume that you have in the department you have 1 crore. You cannot use even single rupee for your private work. Okay, even if you take 1 rupee, okay, 1 rupee, what purpose it has to be taken? That has to be entered. Okay, for what purpose it has to be, it has taken. Okay, whether it is for the what kind of work you are using that. Okay, that all the things will be entered in that bill. Um, some of the instructions that has to be maintained during the maintenance of the cash book. So this details I'll explain in the next class. Okay. So another 1 or 2 classes is required. We'll try to finish this third module.